Just a short history on Els Company and how we got started. Originally, it started with me collecting old English guns and rifles and not being able to find paraphernalia that suit the craftsmanship of these beautiful rifles. And it slowly sort of expanded from there into a little bit more outdoors and not just sort of hunting related anymore, but still always with a good backbone in hunting. But in general, just being out there and spending time in the bush, but having the right gear that you can, for instance, drink a decent glass of wine at a proper crystal glass, and not just a tin cup, which is kind of what we're trying to steer away from. And the reason why we started making it the way that we do make it, which is all of it handmade, is because firstly it lasts forever. So if you hand stitch something and if you shape something out of leather, out of veg tan leather specifically, which is what we use, then it can last a really, really, really long time. And also, if we shape something out of veg tanned leather, it will keep its shape for a very long time as well. And that's kind of, if you look at our products, everything is molded, it's wet molded to have some sort of a specific shape. And you'll see from the design perspective as well, again, we're trying to make something which is not only functional, but is also pretty. That's why we use small engineering firms that make us beautiful little items out of brass, like our hip flask, or like our snack bars are all hand spun out of red copper, which it's an old concept, but we just really beautified it and turned it into something special. And also the other part of it is that a large portion of why we started Els Company was to find something that we could actually create jobs, which is one of our, being an African country, one of our big drawbacks, in the sense that we do not have enough work for the people that we have in our country. And in these amongst the sort of thousands of unemployed people that we have in South Africa, I was very surprised to find women that have real skill, that have ability that you cannot believe. And if you closely look at our product, you'll see it's really something special. If you look at how it's put together, you'll realize the amount of time and effort that goes into it. The women also, just to give you an idea of sort of the production process itself, after the leather is cut, it's all undyed vegetable tanned leather. After it's cut, it's then hand dyed with a little sponge, literally a sponge. That's how simple it is. And you'll see, especially on the larger items, you'll see that the dye absorbs, or the leather absorbs the dye as it wishes. So you automatically get a very nice patina on every single product. So it looks like real leather right from day one. And of course, if you keep oiling it up over time, it just develops more and more of a patina, and it looks even better and better every single year that goes by. After that is done, the craftswomen then mold the products, and that is a wet mold. So it's wrapped around a large piece of wood, depending on the item, and then left to dry, which can take 2, 3, 4 days if the weather is not on our side. So again, very slow, long, lengthy processes. After it's dried, the woman will glue everything together, and then they will literally drill every single hole with a small Dremel tool first, because they do hundreds of stitches a day, and their hands would just literally not be able to handle it to every single stitch. Furthermore, they often have to go through thick pieces of leather, 10, 15 millimeters thick, and it's impossible for them to awl it through that as well. We also use a little bit of plywood in some of the lids of the products that we use to give it a little bit more firmness, and that again, you cannot awl through that. They have to drill through it. And once that is done, it's just the stitching that's left. They use a long piece of cotton thread with 2 needles on both sides that they loop through the holes that they've drilled. So they stick a needle from both sides of the hole, and they literally make a knot in every single hole that you see. So, which is the big advantage of a hand stitch. There's the knot in every single stitch means that even if you accidentally sever one of your stitches, you end up with a product that will not unravel very, very quickly. It will take a long time for it to actually unravel to the point where you have to have it fixed or have it redone. So that's in short, that's the essence of Els Company and why we do what we do, and why our products are a little bit more expensive than the average product on the shelf. Is purely because every single thing is completely and utterly handmade, and also the idea is that it's going to last at least one lifetime.